Welcome. If you are watching, you are possibly my only watcher. My name is Magnus and I'm gonna be your host tonight. I'm looking at a video game called Going Under. This is a fantastic game. I think this game deserves far more attention than it's gotten, and I'm looking for ways that we can create a campaign to give it a second wind. Do be excited for what we have coming up tonight. So anyways, let's just start off with the weekly catch-up. This week has been a busy one for me. I have a full-time job. If you're not aware, I live in Osaka and I work here as a auctioneer. But I did get to relax a little bit on the weekend. Today is Sunday for me. Yesterday was Saturday, and I went with my lovely partner to this temple. Wow, that's that's a beautiful frieze, actually. I mean, I kind of love that. Shout out to XSplit for giving me that lovely look right there. I wanted to talk a little bit about my experience with this place. So this right here is called Myomanji Temple, and it was surprisingly a cool place, actually. If I move myself down here a little bit, you can see this is the temple itself. So you'll notice you have a large kind of like courtyard, and then you have like the temple housings and stuff to the right side, and then in the middle you have the main temple, and then you have this kind of like mausoleum on the top here. You can see that, and that's actually the one depicted up here. This is a picture I took myself, and yeah, very cool place, very like pyramid-esque style. A lot of the imagery and aesthetics of the place was very much centered around death, and yeah, due to reasons, it was actually quite fitting for the day, so I highly recommend checking that place out. One thing I do find interesting with these shrines and temples, though, is that most of the time when you go to a place like this, if you enter the temple itself and there's some sort of like you can see all the artifacts, etc., that they have stored there, maybe some art, maybe places of worship, you get a pamphlet. Kind of shows you what they have in store for you. One pamphlet's great, give you a little bit of information. Maybe to have it in English, it's in Japan. Most of the things you get here is in Japanese. Here you got a freaking university like master's report. So much paper we got for entering that place. We have a history thing, which is kind of goes through literally everything about the place's history. Then we have something you can mail in, which I have no idea what is. And we have this thing right here, which talks about other famous temples, because like, hey, when you've been here, you can move on to these other places, and it's just so much. Like, and we're not done yet. Here we have like a newspaper. This is like a whole thing, and it even has more stuff on the inside. And then we have this thing, which is like an event poster, which can go. Yeah, this is even. It's like a whole pamphlet again, with another thing and another thing that you can mail. And I'm like, nobody reads all this. How am I supposed? Like, the place wasn't even that big. Like, it was a beautiful place. It had a wonderful little garden, and known as the snow garden, where you could see like pretty during winter. It was pretty during summer as well, or late spring. Way too much information for one small place. Even worse, because we were two people, we got another set of the same things. So we have two sets of all of these. I would have thrown them all away hadn't it not been for the fact that I wanted to show this off for the stream. And this kind of goes on to our topic of communication and how you can do that in different ways. Because I want to shout out another example of someone who did it far better. And that goes to the Pokemon Center. For those of you who have been to Japan, you may know that Pokemon has these theme stores, or like flagship stores, I guess, where they sell tons of memorabilia and plushies, and of course the games are there as well, which is like, you would assume, the main product. But honestly, at this point, I feel like they're just living off accessories and merchandise. They've become like a gift company, just like Sanrio. For those of you who know, Sanrio is the ones who have a Hello Kitty and a billion other characters. But anyways, when you buy something there, over a certain amount, you tend to get something extra. Maybe it's like a promo card for the trading card game, etc. This time around, it was also this little thingy. So as you can see right here, this is a little pamphlet, and it says Illust Story. It's short for Illustrated Story. And yeah, it's a cute little pamphlet with like a children's fairy tale on the inside, and then it has this wonderful little spot on the side here to actually add your Pokemon card. You can choose one of your favorite Pokemon and attach it on the inside, so you can see it's fitted on the backside there. You can see the edges of the card coming out on the backside. And the idea is that they're telling you here you can like draw and decorate the card, and you know, if you have a favorite card, this is a really nice way of kind of making it special. You know, a younger audience. It's a very like children's fairy tale, the story here, about a spider Pokemon Spinrack who meets legendary machine Pokemon or something. Anyways, I thought it was cute. Here you can see what it looks like without the card. And yeah, I kept this not just to show it off, but I kept it because I was kind of curious about it. It's like, well, it's kind of cool that there's like an activity in here. And even if I'm not going to particularly use it myself, you know, I can see why others would. And it's definitely far more engaging than just dumping a whole bachelor's degree worth of paperwork on you, because that was a lot. Definitely something I think that temple could have learned from the Pokemon Center. Obviously, the Pokemon Center has far more resources and is far more versed in the art of marketing than, say, for example, this temple. But you know, you can definitely learn from this, and you don't have to be a big company to be able to do this. This is really just a tiny pamphlet of paper with a story and a place to put a card, and it was enough to engage me. So yeah, good on Pokemon Center for finding cool ways of doing something cheap, which still can leave a big impact. So great on you guys. So next up, I wanted to talk a little bit about an experiment we did for the company I work at. So as I mentioned, I am an auctioneer. That's what I do for a living. Sell luxury handbags online in auctions. And we're doing a special event happening this next coming week. And yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time on promoting them, but I will mention this little concept that we did here. This is pretty cute, I thought. So let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger here. This right here is two different pictures. We have this one right here, which is a paper cutout of a bag, a real handbag called the Mini Speedy. So the Speedy is a bigger handbag. This is the mini version of it, but it's cut out 1-to-1 size in paper format. This is the back side of it up here, and then over here you can see listings of what they sell for online. And as you can see, they're not cheap. I don't know if it's easy to see here. Let's see if I can expand this one a little bit. As you can see right here, that is a 71,000 yen. So it's right now, because the yen is so weak, this is probably around $650. You can see that version there is about $900 or so. So it's an expensive handbag. It's a object of desire for many of our users. So I thought that this one would be a nice fit, especially also because it's kind of like a 1-to-1 size when it's paper cut out. Unlike most handbags, they're way bigger than what you can cut out of a piece of paper. So I thought this was a good fit for that. And then we would put these little notes basically inside the parcels that's sent out to customers already, people who already have, you know, a chance of coming to our events, and then added on the back side here, and that's where you can read on the back there. It says there is no Mini Speedy inside of this box, but there could be one in the next one. Hope is obviously that people will come and attend the event in hopes of checking out this item and, you know, maybe other things too. So I'm excited to see the turnaround, to see if we have any effect of the people who received these notes, because I do have that on tab. So I'll update you guys next time once I know how it went, and to see if we actually did get some traction on these ones. So alright, we're gonna finish up here soon. I wanted to talk about one last thing before we get into the main topic of the night. This right here. In 3 years from now, Osaka is hosting the 2025 World Expo. And so, this is old news, the one I have here. This is from the competition of designers, or rather to design the logo for the upcoming expo. So here you can see the various attempts. We have this lovely ribbon design up top here. You know, it alludes Japan, you know, thinking about origami, thinking about, you know, it kind of has a circular shape, like an O, like Osaka. We have over here, we have this lovely little, yeah, well, paint. It's an O again. Round things seem to be a topic here. It seems a lot of people were inspired by the literal letter of Osaka. And you know, artist creativity, you know, fun. And we have this one more traditional approach right here. You know, it's not just Osaka, it's Kansai, and in the Kansai region you will find Kyoto, which is a far more traditional city, far more reserved than Osaka being kind of the black sheep of the family here. Yeah, this one definitely alludes more of the kind of Kyoto vibes, to me at least, traditional Japanese aesthetic. And then we have this one. It gives me a very artistic vibe of this one. It looks like paint dripped on paper, but like neatly so, and also like a little bit like stones. I do appreciate some good stones. But yeah, and then we have this eldritch horror, this absolute monstrosity right here. And now you can wonder, which one do you think won this? And I think for those of you who guessed the funniest option, you're absolutely correct. It is the eldritch horror that won the competition, and better yet, here is, and this is the news right here. Here we have the mascot. Here we have the mascot of the expo, and it's so good. Japan makes mascots for literally everything, whether it's like I say, you would expect a character for a company like Sanrio and Pokemon. You know, you have Pikachu, you have Hello Kitty. Like, that's old news. No one's surprised by that in the West. You are gonna be surprised when you see housing firms, accounting firms. You're gonna like the most white collar jobs, like companies, they will have some sort of cutesy character, no matter what, including the expo. I mean, that's less surprising, honestly. And here you have it. This is the one, and I feel like it looks like the Cookie Monster just had too many cookies, you know. It just went over the line. Like, at some point it became cookies. You are what you eat, remember that? I absolutely love it. It's slimy too. Like, why is it slimy? I did see the artist's or designer rather's comments on why it looks the way it looks, and I did think that it fits in its own right. Again, it does allude to the logo itself, and it's supposed to represent liquid. Osaka is next to the sea. It's also a city of great change and creativity, and this represents the fluidity and flexibility of change that comes with liquid. And it also alludes to the city itself. So honestly, I think it's a pretty neat representation. I think anything less crazy wouldn't really be Osaka. So yeah, great on you, whoever did this. I should have their name up actually. Kohei Yamashita, or Yamashita Kohei. Well done. Well done, Kohei, for creating this absolutely lovely creature. And yeah, there we are. That's it for topics of the weekly catch-up, everyone. So thank you so much for joining me for that. We are gonna move into the main topic of the night. We're back to Going Under. If you have played the game, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't not, go play it, honestly. If this stream is boring you, head on over and play the game. That's my biggest recommendation. It's a very fun anti-establishment roguelite